We are now at the final step of completing this compound Panchagavam. We started with 2151 and derived the compound Pradividikam Panchago. To that we added the Samas Antapratyaya touch with Sutram 5492 Goratadhita Luki to get the final compound Pradividikam Panchagava, which gets the designation Diguho by the Sutram 2152 Sankhya Purva Dvigoho, and then by the Sutram 241 Dvigure Vashanam, we determined that this compound is to be used only in the singular number, no dual, no plural. The final question is that which gender applies to this compound? For that we are going to take the sutram now 2417. Sa napumsakam. Vritti says samahare dvigurdvandvascha napumsakam syat. The anuvritti of ekavachanam comes down from the sutram 241 into the sutram 2417. Sutram 241 applies to a samahara dvigoho compound, and the rules from 242 through 2416 apply to samahara dvandvaha compounds. That is why the vritti says samahare dvigurdvandvascha napumsakam syat. Meaning is straightforward: a dviguhu or a dvandvaha compound which expresses a samahara aggregation is used only in the neuter gender by default. Why do we say by default? Because we are going to see a vartikam which is going to give us some exceptions. But as a default, a dviguhu compound as well as a dvandvaha compound which expresses a samahara is used only the neuter gender. Note here says that Paraval linga apavadaha. The sutram is a apavadaha, exception to the sutram 2426 Paraval lingan dvandva tatpurushayoho. That sutram tells us that the gender of a dvandvaha or a tatpurushaha compound, which includes dviguhu compounds, is the same as the gender of the final member of the compound. But now we are saying that a dviguhu or a dvandvaha compound which expresses a samaharaha is used only in the neuter gender by default. So this sutram 2417 is the exception, apavadaha, to the general rule 2426 Paravalingan dvandva tatpurushayoho. So now we'll complete the example. As per the sutram 2417, the compound Panchagava, which expresses a samahara aggregation, Panchanang gavam samahara, is used only in the neuter gender, declines like Vana Shabdaha. And of course we already know by the sutram 241 that is used only in the singular. And note here says that the vartikam under the sutram 2417 Sanapumsakam, the vartikam which says Akaranto तरपदो द्विगुः स्त्रियाम ishtaha, does not apply to this compound Panchagava, because the uttarapadam of this compound is go, which does not end in the letter a. The affix touch, which after removing the ith letters reduces to a, is the last member of the entire compound and not the last member of the uttarapadam. The vartikam being referred to is going to be our next vartikam. It says akarantottarapadho dviguhu striyamishtaha, which means a dviguhu compound which expresses a samaharaha and whose final member ends in the letter a is used only in the feminine gender. So the question comes, why doesn't that vartikam apply to this compound Panchagava? It looks like we do have a compound with a uttarapadam ending in the letter a, but that is not the case. Uttarapadam of this compound is go, not gava. The samasanta pratyaya touch becomes the ending member of the entire compound, doesn't become the ending member of the uttarapadam. So uttarapadam is still go, it ends in the letter o. The entire compound ends in the letter a. So that is how we have to be careful in applying the vartikam. The vartikam says akaranto tarapado dviguhu. Since the uttarapadam of this compound is go, which does not end in the letter a, the vartikam does not apply, and the compound Panchagava is used only in the neuter gender.